Hey everyone, how's it going? How's everyone doing? Now, I know it's relatively dark for this video, but the thoughts are there right now in my mind, and I don't want to lose my trail of thought, then record a video and miss these points that I have in my mind about Kamala Harris, Donald Trump. Two things that I hear no one else talking about. Now, before I mention the two things that no one else is talking about these two individuals who are running for president of the United States of America, I really want to say that I'm like the least biased person that you will ever meet. In my book, when you're wrong, you're wrong. When you're right, you're right. That's me. I really try not to be biased. Also, I like Kamala Harris and I like Donald Trump. I think both of them are interesting characters, and I really think Kamala Harris is a beautiful person, and I genuinely do not think that Donald Trump is racist. And I'll give you my take on why I don't think he's racist. So I remember years ago when Kamala Harris was just elected as vice president. And before I touch on this point, I have to say that I lived in Jamaica for 17 years. You may hear me speak now and I sound slightly Jamaican or more Jamaican than anything else, right? And I remember when Kamala Harris just won the presidency, not the presidency, the vice presidency, when she identified as Indian, she would never, and this is me just watching the news, not taking any sides, and even up until now, I haven't taken any sides. I haven't said, okay, I'll vote for Trump or I'll vote for Kamala Harris. This is just me years ago watching her on television, watching interviews with her, watching interviews talking about her, and both Kamala and persons who spoke about her on several different networks never. I got distracted a while ago. Right, so Jamaica is very near and dear to me. So when she never identified as being black or Jamaican, I slightly felt offended to that, because I'm like, this was years ago. I'm like, she looks more black than Indian. Like, if you look at her sister, you could definitely look at her sister and say, okay, her sister is Indian. But Kamala Harris does look like black. Like, where I come from in Guyana, you would call her like red skin. Like, she looks like a red skin black. Or in Jamaica, you would call her like browning. She looks like a browning in Jamaica, meaning a black person who is very light in complexion. She does not look Indian to me, even though she has an Indian mother. Her father does look black to me. Someone said that her father was an Indian Jamaican. Listen, I don't know, right? But that's not the point. So all these years, I've been hearing news networks, interviewers, even Kamala Harris herself, only identifying with the Indian aspect of her heritage. So I'm like, when Donald Trump is saying all of a sudden she's black and everybody's angry with him, I believe that people just suffer from extreme amnesia, or people just have a selective memory, or people are just not remembering or looking at news when people would say things or when things would happen, because every time these things happen and people say them, you hear that people are crazy. That's the first thing. So why is everyone upset with Trump when he's telling her, you're now identifying as black, you were Indian before, how come all of a sudden you're black? And he's right. I have the same opinion. I'm like, she never did identify as black. And listen, prove me wrong. Go back into the archives. Go to all the YouTube videos you could find. Go to every news network and find me a video of Kamala Harris prior to this election, prior to her knowing that she would have run for president. or prior to everyone knowing that she would have run for president, saying that she identified with the black side of her heritage or as a Jamaican. There's no record of it in my estimation and to my recollection. I want to talk about the cats, the dogs, the pets that Trump said the immigrants are eating in Springfield. Now, I'm not saying that this is true, and no one else is saying that it's true. I don't know why Trump said it, but he said what he said. This is my take on it. How many times, and if you're watching this video, how many times have you sat and watched a reel, a TikTok, a shorts, a YouTube video of people in foreign countries eating rats, cats, dogs, snakes, and everything that breathes? And then when Trump accuses immigrants of eating people's pets, everyone is upset. Everyone is infuriated. But yet still, we watch these things and we laugh or we cringe and we say, ew, we can't believe they're doing that. But Trump says it, and it's a big problem. Okay, so let's move on to the racist thing. It's actually three things that I haven't heard anyone talk about these things. Maybe there are other people out there saying it, but I'm saying it in this YouTube video because I haven't been seeing it. The third thing, I really don't think Trump is racist. I think he's very prejudiced and he's also very arrogant. I watched a video with him and this YouTuber. It's not a guy that I follow, so I can't remember his name because I don't follow him. I've only watched like one video with him or two. One was an interview that he did with Trump, and then another video. And I watched Trump have a constructive, normal interview without slurring craziness or without behaving like a 2-year-old. Or he was just so calm and so neutral and natural in this interview on YouTube. And I'm like, you know what Trump's problem is? He just doesn't like when people go against him, and he's very insulting. He just doesn't know how to be nice. And if you go against him, he's going to get rude. He's going to be so rude. But people who are brown skinned or who wants to use, oh, he's racist, will look at when he's behaving rude towards like media personalities, like reporters and so forth, saying that he's so rude that he's being rude to race people who are black or Chinese or Indian, and he's being rude to this reporter because they're not white or whatever else. And I really don't think that Trump is racist. I just think if you go against what he's saying, he does get rude. And I think also if he feels frustrated, like he can't get through to you, like he can't get you to say what he wants you to say, he will say things that are completely and totally out of context. So that is my three things that I hear no one else talking about, or that I've seen no one else talking about concerning Trump and Kamala.